Each month, myself and other Irrational Passions members will play through a new game. Modern to retro, obscure to popular. Games we've played before and those we haven't. We'll be hitting checkpoints as we go and discussing our experiences. Play along with us and join in the discussion. This is Video Game Book Club. Welcome back, everybody, to Video Game Book Club. We continue our trek tonight through Batman Arkham Asylum, the action-packed adventure from 2009. I'm once again joined by my irrational compatriots, the one that was formerly Mermaid Pouchane, Mr. Quinn.
Howdy.
George, not to be confused with George.
Hello, everyone. 6-axis motion control. Can't believe I forgot to mention that last time we recorded, but that's a thing.
Yeah. And the chosen champion of Irrational Passions at PAX West, Mr. Alex.
Well, I feel like this is immediately going to age poorly.
Oh yeah, this is immediately. Yeah.
It's if you're watching this, I've died and I apologize. I was not allowed to return to my state or the East Coast, or Jarrett would kill me. So, I'm sorry for my performance at PAX West in the Kind of Funny Interwebsite tournament.
The thing Alex did was very problematic, and we all agree it was, and
Yeah.
he's very sorry about it.
I have to leave the video game industry, and I'm also dead.
I'm going to laugh my butt off because now you're going to take first place.
If I
just
win.
Because you...
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I already can't beat Andrea Renee. So, like, there's no point.
Maybe someone in her bracket can. You don't know.
No,
You don't know.
I looked at that bracket.
You never know. You never know.
What's good
But
games for champion?
You're gonna take it now because you're setting yourself up because you have it recorded that you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
My money's on Logan Moore. He's gonna take
Logan
go all the
Moore,
way,
he tells me he's got some secret shit planned, and he freaks me out. Anyway, thank you
Batman.
everyone for saying hi at PAX West, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we are once again venturing back into Batman Arkham Asylum. The story so far, Batman has returned the Joker very easily to Arkham Asylum, and doctors have been kidnapped. Weird prisoners have escaped. Let's see, what else has happened since we...
So
Last
Harley Quinn
time.
is we are aware that players in this, we have Bane, we
Mhm.
have Harley Quinn, we have Joker, obviously, we have
Killer
Scarecrow,
Croc.
we have Killer Croc. Killer Croc is alluded to. He hasn't made his he had a scene in the beginning of the game
Mhm.
where it's showing you like this. Look at this fucking scope of this game.
Look at my
skull.
Killer
Yeah.
Croc's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Batman.
Yeah. So those are the players. Obviously, we got Commissioner Gordon here and has a good time. And then last time we left, Commissioner Gordon went to go check on some bombs back in Gotham City.
We used our detecto vision to scan some whiskey in the air and follow tobacco on the ground. That was pretty cool.
Bruja.
Yeah, the Bruja.
Witch.
The witch.
Um,
We hit Bane with a car.
yeah.
We did hit Bane with the
We
car.
find out Joker's racist. Holmes.
Yeah, Joker's passively white racist.
Yeah.
Batman has a secret bat cave in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
I guess.
And that's where we ended. It ended
Yeah.
on. Yeah, we have a bat cave. I moved things.
Yeah.
yeah, right. We get the bat claw. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
That's the-
technically, that's the beginning of this part.
Yeah.
Right.
We
Segue.
should we
I
like,
thought we were transitioning.
Yes.
fair? Should we cover the fact that like the end part of this checkpoint, I kind of messed up.
Yeah, you did. You're
So-
like fucking plants. You'll know when it's happening. Clearly, he doesn't mean the fucking botanical garden because obviously there
Here's
are
the
plants
thing. There was more. I just didn't want to go too far because like this section's already very meaty. So that's why I thought like when Poison Ivy goes full like Titan was the best part to stop, but I totally forgot about the Harley Quinn aspect of this. So that's like generally where we stopped was like after you catch Harley Quinn, and then a little bit after that.
You and Quinn stopped when you got to the gardens. You didn't actually go in and do the garden stuff.
I just like literally walked in the front door, and that's when I stopped. I know what
Okay.
happens. It's not like it's spoilers,
Yeah,
but
So So, for the purposes of this episode, we're going to end right as we enter the gardens. So, for all you viewers who are playing along with us and play through When the Vines Take Over Arkham, GG, but we'll get to that part in the final episode.
Yeah.
So, we start off with Batman has just hit Bane with his remote controlled car and sent him into the bay. And we find out there's a bat cave on Arkham and we have to go to it.
Bruja
Yes.
means witch.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Batcave, a lot less impressive than you would think. It feels like a secondary like a Batcave away from Batcave.
Yeah.
I did find it funny how Batman was like, yeah, I was saving some guy trying to commit suicide, and I was like, just discovered there was a cave here, and I thought, be a good place for a bat cave.
This isn't morbid at all.
It's like, what?
No.
That's okay.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne not
Thanks, Kevin Conroy.
good at parties actually.
Yeah. Yeah, and how he mentioned is like, yeah, I just have been moving things in as over the years and everything. And you walk in and there's like retinal scanners and like a rock face that lifts up, and it's like, how the fuck did you move that in?
Yeah.
Like,
this fake rock face, right? Like
it's like,
that took some work, Batman.
yeah, it's like, just moved it in with no one noticing. Like, did he just go on like a weekend or like a week-long trip? It's like, I'm gonna go off the grid for a week. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean,
So we get
This
the
itty bitty
backlog.
ass cave, yeah.
they reference like the catacombs part of Arkham, like the underground part. It's like no one fucks with that anymore. We get the
No.
backlaw, our second major tool.
Yeah.
Backlaw's cool.
Yeah.
See,
That was cool as fuck.
the
thought
backlaw
it-
was cool. It was cool then. It's no longer cool. Like in modern Batman Arkham games, it's no longer cool.
Some would say it wasn't. I don't think it was that cool. Like it was cool at first, but like it's such an essential tool that
Mm-hmm.
they use it so much. It's like it's just a thing.
I think
Like
with
the
the
explosive gel.
The explosion gel always is cool to me personally. Like I just blew that shit up. Especially we will get to a part here in this section of the game that I think these fake gamers didn't do because they're fake gamers and they don't care about you, the listener. But I did it because I'm committed.
yeah, it's true. They don't listen to their own checkpoints.
Listen, man,
That's true.
I just want to play it safe. I don't want to go too
But-
far.
One thing
yes.
I have to say about the Batcave, the structure of how it's laid out is really strange to me. Like how there's just like platforms just resting,
Suspended.
like you'd think
Yeah.
suspended in the air.
Just
Like
moving
you
in, man.
You don't think Batman would put like, you know, maybe at least some 2x4s?
It's
that he could just walk
it's
on?
over a chasm, a 2018 video game that's actually good, George.
I'm sure it's fine.
I beat that
so
game. It's
two
good.
I don't think how many that's a lot of 2x4, Scott.
It's
There's a lot to
it is a lot.
It's Batman. He put a damn retinal like DNA scanner in a fake rock wall just nonchalantly at Arkham.
Do you think he builds all this?
I think he'd be using 4x4s instead, but
Like
Alex,
he,
are you saying he contracted people to build
he
his
can't
cave?
contract this out, right? Do you think he
Yeah.
made Alfred do it all?
I don't know.
Hell
Lucius
yeah.
Fox that had Lucius.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's true.
He could've
Maybe
done
he's got,
that.
like,
Lucius
robots.
was just like, you can't do it.
It's fucked up, man. You can't do
We
it.
can't add scaffolding. You gotta just jump and glide.
Yeah, you gotta suspend him over a giant chasm.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some big boxes on some of them just to, you know, for shits and giggles.
It looks cool though. Like
It does look cool. It has definitely a good Batcave vibe to it, and like George was saying, it definitely gives the impression of like the C team or like the C tier Batcave.
Yeah.
the
Because
only
obviously, I'm sure that developers at the time they would want to go all out, but in reality, it doesn't make any sense for them to go
Mhm.
all out. Like it wouldn't make sense to just be the Batcave. So.
yeah.
I did think it was cool how they had like two prototype or like work in progress like bat boats just kind of suspended with sheets over them. I thought that was cool. Like the little touches like that were really cool. I found.
Yeah. The only note I wrote was Batcave so good,
Yeah.
so I liked it. I
Yeah,
guess.
That's a shout out to the Batcave.
Did you take notes this time, George?
I did. Not as many as I thought I did, but I did.
I took a lot actually. I'm
I
going
think I had
back.
another document. I don't know where I left it, but yeah.
I'm going back through it, and I took a lot more. I have like 3 very long notes. I don't know why. We'll get to them, I'm sure.
can I just say
Yeah.
and that's it.
You kind of cut out there. Say that again.
The back claw's cool.
Backlaw's cool.
Yeah.
I like ripping off vents.
Is this the point where we gotta
That's very
like?
rewarding.
They're like these dedicated sections of the game where you have to platform, like you can't, because like everything's ramshackle. It's gonna fall apart, and so I gotta climb around these rocks.
Yeah.
Is that immediately
Love that.
preceding this, or am I getting a little ahead of myself?
Yes, that's immediately preceding it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
you-
that's
you go
that's
through
the
the
only way you
catacombs.
can leave the Batcave. Like you
Yeah.
can't, because you dive off the cliff
Which is
and
great.
then you go in a cutscene,
Oh yeah, you do dive off the cliff.
and then that's how you get into the Batcave. And I always thought it was kind of weird, like replaying it, because I accidentally went a wrong way and dove back to the Batcave and thought I could get back out, and I couldn't. And I was like, what? I can't just like bat grapple up the cliff again? But
Yeah,
You
can
can go back-
the cliff, then grapple.
You can go
Yeah.
back and play that cutscene anytime though, which is great.
yeah,
Are you-
it is.
Oh.
It is a cool transition. I definitely will say that. He just like peace.
Yeah.
But the only way out of the Batcave is you have to go through these catacombs, these old like ruins of. I'm guessing old Arkham. I
That's what it's implied to be,
yeah.
which is
With-
cool.
Oh yeah. It's
just say?
interesting that this is the first area, I believe, right, where the areas are crumbling and you can't use your bat or your
Yeah,
grappling
that's
hook.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you had something to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, this area sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. I hate the little underground sections.
I like it when you come back the second time later. Obviously, we're not there yet, but
mhm.
when you have a little bit more tools. That first time, I feel like there's a lot of like, it's just weird. It feels super out of place.
It feels like the hallways that like where the disc has to load in Symphony of the Night.
Yeah,
Like, we
right.
have to,
It
yeah.
totally feels like that.
Mhm.
Of like, why is
I
Batman
do like the
shimmy?
idea of what it is, though.
Yeah.
Like, visually, I think it adds some depth to Arkham itself and kind of some history behind it. But yeah, it's
Right,
definitely
sure.
some of the weaker sections.
Mhm.
Because it's okay, I have to jump from here, and it's not like difficult platforming where it's like jumping from platform to platform just for the sake of jumping from platform
Yeah.
to platform. It doesn't really test you or make you kind of think of, okay, like how do I get there, or it's just there for the sake of being there. I feel like so it is. Those sections are a bit disappointing.
Mhm.
I feel.
I have this note. I don't know when it happens. Well, I have two that are, I guess, somewhere along the catacombs. The first one is, I said, while the audio logs from the Spirit of Arkham are cool, some of them are like literally one sentence.
Yeah, they are. It feels like when you're collecting them, it feels like really this is just only like 3 paragraphs worth of content, but they spaced it out for collectibles.
Yeah. It's a good payoff on that, and hopefully I would ask or challenge you guys to try and get all of those, just the Spirit of Arkham stuff, before the final episode, just because I love how it kind of wraps up.
Question though,
Mm-hmm.
like either I'm getting them in order or whatever, whichever one you find, it just fills them in.
It
fills them
just
in
fills
order.
in the next one.
Okay,
It's the
got
same
those.
with the audio tapes
Yep.
of like
Okay.
criminal interviews and stuff.
The other tapes, that was a good call, I think. Actually, yeah, it was a good call.
It's a good call across the board. The other note I wrote, I think it's in the catacombs. No, it's not. Never mind.
Oh, you're such a tease.
I know. It'll come up later. Hopefully. But yeah, the catacombs are at least short. You blow through, you're out of there.
Yeah, and once you're finally out of the catacombs and back in like Arkham Asylum proper, you're tasked with you have
Actually,
to find.
before we leave,
Mm-hmm.
you can run into the door where you see Croc.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
that
can
moment's
do
cool.
that. And Croc goes crazy and punches the glass, and you're like, oh fuck.
And you don't have to see that.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, that's all a bonus. That was definitely a nice touch that I don't remember seeing the first time I played.
I don't think so. I don't think I saw it. The first
I
time
remember
played
the
it.
first time I played it. Sticks. It's like one of those like Arkham Asylum like memories that
Same.
sticks out to me. Yeah, I figure it's same for you too, Quinn. Like it's such a good moment because like you're still relatively early on. We're about a third into the game, and you see Croc, and he's like super intimidating. Like he comes across as something like you can't handle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like they have him sectioned off in a place that you can't get to yet, which I also like. It's just really cool.
Yeah. It definitely was a nice take, and I have to say, Killer Croc's design in this game is terrifying. Like, it was like the size and just his movements and everything, his the voice they used for it, very, very intimidating. They did I think a really good job with Killer Croc.
Yeah.
He's very shiny.
Yes. Well, he's wet.
Glistening. He's always
You
wet.
know, it's like old Xbox 360, PS3 stuff. They wanted to make
Power of
everything
the Unreal
they had to
Engine
make it look
3.
wet.
Yeah, dude, everyone was fucking soaking wet.
Everything
Yeah.
was wet back in
So
those days.
remind me, where do we go from here? I can't have a hard time.
We have to find the doctor after
Yeah.
because after the Bruja and finding the Titan stuff, the
Oh,
idea
okay,
was we have to locate the doctor Penelope, or
Yeah,
what was her name?
Penelope Young is her
Penelope Young.
Dr. Young. Yeah, we have to find Dr. Young. So we have to, after we're back on Arkham Asylum proper, out of the catacombs, we have to infiltrate the mansion, the Arkham mansion.
name. Yeah.
Um,
While Bruce is going through like the catacombs and getting the backlaw, Barbara is like digging up the information
Mhm.
about Joker and Penelope and like all of the different
Oh,
email
right.
exchanges
Jack
that they
White.
had. Jack
Yeah.
White, yeah, his like earliest alias, which I thought was cool. Again, like the way like Batman is doing something in preparation of a thing, and like
mhm.
Barbara is feeding him information. Like the way that like is paced out, I think it feels really good.
Shout out to Batman the Telltale series. That's immediately what I first thought of, because that's what they refer to him in that series as.
Yep.
And it's like we mentioned in the previous episode, all the nods for fans of the comic book. Granted, Batman mentions in that same kind of exchange that Jack White is one of the Joker's more favorite aliases, but simply mentioning Jack White instantly would be one of those clues for people that have
Yeah,
been longtime fans of Batman, the Batman comics and everything. It's like, oh,
that
okay.
is true. But also, like, this is post-killing Joke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, how the hell does Oracle not know that by now? Like, I get it.
I thought it was implied that she knew.
I think
Okay.
Batman
This
might have
isn't
just
Batman
mentioned it.
mansplaining?
Yeah, it's just Batman mansplaining. He was just like, Jack White, one of Joker's oldest aliases. He just like says that in response.
For
because
the
it's a
for the
video game.
player, I think more than for Oracle, because I don't remember Oracle saying like, "Oh, who's this Jack White person?"
Yeah,
I don't remember her doing that. I think it was just
she just
kind of
mentions Jack
for
White.
the
yeah.
players, Jack White.
Yeah, George.
Is it bad that I thought of the artist, Jack White?
I thought about that too for a second. I
second.
was like, that's not right, right? No, yes, it is right.
Yeah, same.
I was like, yeah, no, not the White Stripes, not the guy from the White Stripes.
No, not that guy.
That
No.
shitty ass band.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was kind of cool though.
there's a
thinking,
Quentin hot take for the episode.
Let's just let that slide. I don't care.
Jack White sucks.
So is this the I forget if this building is connected to where a lot of the inmates are held, or is that two separate buildings, or is that one and the same where you're trying to find Dr. Young?
Different.
I think they're separate.
Okay.
But you have basically through the course of this conversation with Oracle, you find out that Joker, as the alias Jack White, had been communicating with Dr. Young, trying to get her to develop this Titan serum that roids out everyone.
Yeah, it's based off of Bane's Venom serum.
Right. But super stuff. Like it's even stronger. So you don't need like the big tanks, and this is all explained in the game.
Yeah.
But
Y'all know this.
right. If you've been playing, you know this. And the idea is now they have to find the notes of Dr. Young in order to prevent, because the Joker is also looking for the notes, so you have to find the notes as well.
Destroy the formula!
Destroy the formula.
It's,
Oh my god.
it's like Krusty Krab formula all over again.
Yeah.
Joker's Plankton. And you're SpongeBob? And Penelope's Mr. Krabs?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the analogy I'm going
Eugene Krabs, yeah.
for. Yeah, exactly.
But
So,
who's Pearl?
That's what I was wondering.
yeah.
Probably Oracle, I guess, by
Cash.
elimination.
Whoa, way to be sexist, George. Come on.
Oh, I just meant by people that are important. I had nothing to do with
Would it be
Gender.
it's Andrew
Cash.
or Cash, yeah. I was gonna say Cash he's Pearl. It's beautiful.
Beautiful in his
okay.
own way.
So
That's a take.
And this was the introduction to the warning collars.
Yes.
This is where we get to the part where Batman takes out a dude and has a warning collar and then starts making noise. And this is where it kind of, especially with the Predator sections, kind of starts upping the difficulty a bit, because you kill a guy and then after maybe 10, 15 seconds, it starts chirping.
You
alerting
murder a
guards.
man, you kill him, and he'll never see his family again.
Yeah.
And
You don't kill him, you knock him out.
you knock out a man. No, I like this too, because so like, as someone who's played a lot of these Batman games, like I think you really get in the rhythm of, like, for the most part, like all of the later Batman games have those, like, pretty much from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get in the rhythm of, like, knocking out a dude and then basically using his unconscious body as a trap and then setting it
Yep.
up for like I remember that for that first major encounter that you have in the mansion where like Cash and the other guy are tied up in the middle of the room.
And there's just dudes with guns
there's
everywhere.
tons of dudes with guns, and that's like the first encounter or Predator encounter you have with the collars. The last dude I had, I like knocked him out way on the end, and the other guy was way on the other end, and I just like sat and on a corner and just waited until he came running back and just did the corner takedown. And it feels great to like lure them into stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But
Like knocking someone out and immediately like grappling away onto one of the gargoyles and then just like stalking and watching everyone move across the level and
yeah.
seeing the stranglers like, oh, I'm gonna take you out because you're the stupid one, not surrounded with the other 4 guys with guns.
And I think this was when they started doing the thing where they might have done it before, but like where they're like back to back and like walking through back to back. And so it's great to like have them do that and then do like the inverted takedown on one of them and just pluck them up.
That animation is so cool.
Yeah, just like wrapping the cloak around them and pulling them up.
Yeah.
And then like holding them by like their collar or their neck or something, and then just like dropping them after.
It's gonna be so fucking scary.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's bad.
It makes you feel for the criminals in a great way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're also like firing off into nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, just shooting's like, oh crap.
Yeah, it's great. They really.
Oh, it was really well done. I love the environment because where that's happening is like the giant library in the mansion. So there's
The
books
records
everywhere
room,
because all the bad guy Joker's henchmen are looking for Dr. Young's notes because she's hidden them somewhere. And in a nice touch that I noticed is when you're walking through, like you hear the papers you're walking on. It really great sound direction, like we mentioned in the last episode, but just like the little ruffling of the paper beneath your feet or like rolling around or being blown around. I thought that was really well done and was nice.
I had a couple of notes here. So right before that encounter, there's a moment, and I said my note is I like the moment where you cover the corner and throw the batarang to disable the guard with a gun. It's like never used ever again in all of the Batman games, but it's like a really cool thing. And then I did right here. I do enjoy how the collars let you set up some great combos in those stealth encounters. And I also wrote, so you get to this big room, like this multi-floored room, where
The one with the statue, right?
the one with the chandelier.
Oh yeah.
And there are like 2 guards tied behind like a barrier on the bottom floor.
Mm-hmm.
And so you you go up and you cut down the chandelier and have it crash through the floor. And I wrote, I feel like dropping the chandelier to break the floor and get those tied up hostages was real reckless. But I guess, what do I know? I'm not Batman.
Yeah. And this was when we were tracking the doctor via her fingerprints.
Yes.
Right. This is
that was
after
cool.
we got. Well, no, we went to her office and then we.
Yeah, that's on the way while you're still looking around the building for her. And you have yet to get to her office to get her fingerprints. So in this building, in the mansion, is when you start collecting. I like that. So each building has like 5 audio logs for one of the criminals in the asylum.
Right.
In this building is where you find the Scarecrow's audio logs. I don't know how many of them you guys found, but I love the first one that you find is him as the therapist. A therapist in Arkham Asylum, like doing experiments on his patients, and like he gets arrested, and then as that series of audio logs goes on, he's like counter therapying
Right.
his actual therapist. It's really fucked up.
And during this section also that we find Amadeus Arkham's like cell when
Yeah.
he went crazy himself.
Yep.
That was the neat moment as well.
And you see like the circular writings and stuff.
and you get the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bio.
Yeah.
It's just there's no audio. It's just his bio. Which is
Yeah.
cool.
It's like
That
this
was
fool's
really
batshit crazy.
Yep.
I remember in that section, like I was lost for a good little while, and I just kept
Yeah, me
walking
too.
back and forth through that library, and it's like, where do I go? There must be something I'm missing. And then I went back into the room with like Arkham's notes, where his cell and everything, and noticed there was a
There's a
a
vent.
grate up
Yeah.
in the corner. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yep.
that's what I was missing. That obscure random gate or grate up in the ceiling. It's like, okay,
Yeah. I would say like I feel like the map is not too bad.
no,
It's just not well layered.
Mhm.
As for like the different floors, but it's like usually you can find the door that you haven't gone through yet.
yeah, and I think it does a good job with, like, I had a feeling like I was missing something in that area with Arkham's cell, because when I went there from the other room, the name of the zone I was in changed. It was like, okay, so it wouldn't
This is
just
bigger
be,
than just this room, right?
exactly. I'm missing something, and it's located in this room. So I think there are nice little nods they do. It probably could have maybe drawn things could have been done to perhaps draw the player's eye a bit more,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
make that way a bit more apparent, I guess. But it did take me a little bit of back and forth and grumbling to finally get it. But once we're out of there, and we've rescued the guards and we've cut down the chandeliers, then we could start going into the second scarecrow portion.
Oh yeah.
So
And I thought
The money.
Fuck this.
this part I thought was really cool, because you're just walking, like you walk through the door after getting Dr. Young's note. She had hid him in a book, and as you're leaving the area, you walk through this door, and there's like you can tell there's gas shooting out these vents, and you go out into this hallway,
yeah.
and it's such a cool effect.
Mhm.
And as you're walking, the walls of you're like back in Wayne Manor, it says. And as you're walking, it's just like an endless hallway, and there's like flashes of lightning, and then it slowly turns into
Crime
alleyway.
alley.
Yeah.
the alleyway where Batman's parents were killed. And just that subtle transition that you don't notice it at first until like something. It's like when did the walls become brick? When did that happen?
Very-
I
yeah.
completely missed it.
Yeah. It's
Very well done from like just like as a moment, but also like in terms of like game development, I was thinking like, okay, how did they do this section? Because I kept picturing this thing like as a funnel, and like, okay, at what
Yeah.
point does like where's the triggering part? Because I walked all the way back, and it's just black space. There's just a giant black wall. You can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
the sequence ends.
that was like for me, because it's like in it's in the chandelier room that you get gassed. And like when you're in there the first time, Joker talks about how he's releasing gas into the room, and that's why you have to drop the chandelier. So I didn't notice until this time playing it how when you're walking out the room, there's the two vents on the sides of the door that have the gas coming out of it, like you mentioned, Scott. Like I just assumed, I wrote in my, because I took a note on this. At first I thought, oh, Joker was releasing gas to kill his hostages. Weird that this is still going. Kind of an oversight, huh? Like that was my first thought. But then you realize, like, oh, it's the fear toxin.
Yeah, it's very subtle. It's maybe a little too subtle, because but it is.
I'll
subtle.
say, like, the only thing that takes you out of it is that normally when you first, because like when you're going through a building, there are no loading screens. But when you go through that door back out, there's a loading screen. To let you know
Really?
that you're transitioning into like a different area.
You
you're-
sure?
Yeah.
Like you guys are playing. I
Yes.
don't think I had one for. I don't think I had one for this.
I would go back and double check because I
Okay, and also I have loading screens most of the time when I run too fast and I get too ahead of the loading.
that PS3 version,
Slow
huh?
down, Batman.
Chugging
Slow
on that
down.
cell processor. But yeah, it was just really well done, and it's super cool. And then so in the sequence, obviously, they can't make a Batman game without retelling how Bruce Wayne's parents died.
Yeah.
I think
always.
all told, it was pretty well done. It was pretty short.
It is.
too.
I thought it was cool how you could walk around briefly as
Baby
Kid
Bruce.
Batman, Kid Bruce.
I love
Batman.
in this scene because it's something they establish. Depending on which version of Batman, like you'll get a different one of like it won't necessarily be beholden to this, but in this, Gordon, like when Bruce is having the flashback in his head, Gordon tells young Bruce to call him Jim, and in the Arkham Batman games, Batman only ever calls Gordon Jim to his face.
Right.
He'll refer to him as Gordon to like Barbara or whatever, but when he's talking to Gordon, he calls him Jim, and it's like a really little detail.
Yeah. Right.
But it's really cool that Gordon told him to call him Jim, and he never calls him anything else. I just think like
I didn't notice that.
that is how like reverent Rocksteady is to their own lore, but also to Batman lore as well.
I'm really, again, I'm very fascinated from the development angle of this. Like, was there a point? There must have been a conversation. Rocksteady's like, okay, we want to do this thing, and there's probably a fight. Okay, do we make it a cutscene or do we make it playable? And it's like, well, if we made it playable, we would need to make this model for Baby Bruce, and the player would have control of it. If we don't pay attention enough, they could break something really easily. This whole fucking thing, we can just pre-render it, guys. Yeah, it's a fucking really great scene.
Yeah.
And then the cool guy in the office is like, no, they play as little Bruce.
Just takes a smoke out of it.
It takes a long drag out of his fucking 1980s like very long cigarette, like. Yeah, and then you play like the weird Scarecrow stealth part. That's not that great.
Oh yeah,
no,
it's
that part
it's,
sucks.
It's bad.
Yeah.
What, you didn't like Batman punching skeletons with
What
swords?
the fuck? Yeah, I was like, I totally forgot about that. I was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
what the
It's
fuck?
so stupid.
It's so weird. Like it doesn't have any because
It's
like
random.
you find out after like the next one that you're fighting thugs, but they just look like skeletons to you in that state. But it's like, but this doesn't even make any sense.
What the fuck are these skeletons? Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
So you make it out, you shoot your Batman, your bat signal laser into Scarecrow again. You wake up from your haze and
In
a
the
bell
top of the bell
tower.
tower. Don't really explain how you get there, but
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, especially out of the like the platforming and whatnot in the Scarecrow section. It's like I think I only like jumped maybe
once?
I should only be like 20 some feet above where I was previously. How did
I don't even know how you get here normally.
I fought
Yeah,
some
I know.
skeletons? I never bat clawed up anywhere. How'd that happen?
Video games.
Video games. But it's
And we
another.
once again have to take or knock down or cut down a giant piece of
Something.
Arkham.
Yeah, it's a little reckless abandon here as well.
Yes.
Like, again, I'm here for it. I'm not Batman. I
Yeah.
don't know how
Oh,
he
it was
does.
cool.
But yeah, cutting down that bell and it just crashing through that little security checkpoint.
Yeah, just to get into the office, and it's like, oh, well, that's one way to do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
So is this the point where we have to now rescue Quincy Sharp?
This is when
no.
we rescue
Mr. Young.
uh,
Dr. Young.
Oh,
yeah,
Dr.
Dr.
Young
Young
at this
from
point. Okay.
Zaz.
Yes.
Oh, right,
And we
right,
use
right.
that cool technique, the Batarang, and we get to throw the Batarang in Zaz's face and just knock him the fuck
He's just
out.
getting hit everywhere.
He's just like, poor Zaz.
Zaz
Fucking
having a
cares
rough
about
time.
Zaz.
I wouldn't say poor Zaz. He's a serial killer.
Yeah,
Bad
he's-
Zaz fucking
So
villain.
I think it's in the next building we start getting the Zaz audio logs, and it's like real fucked, dude. It's
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Like they make him out to be like way creepier than
Oh,
he
yeah.
is portrayed in the game itself, which is cool. Again, like it's very true to the Batman lore and whatnot. But yeah, we go to rescue Dr. Young, and then she's like,
When we rescue her,
"I got this," and then blows up.
Yeah, seriously.
yeah, it was because the
Oh,
warden's
yeah.
DNA, so he
Right.
could use his scanner to unlock the electric doors. And Dr. Young, she's like, oh, I got this, undoes it. Oh, there's a Joker bomb. Doctor gets exploded.
Yeah. Ends up Joker put a bomb in Quincy Sharp's safe because why not?
For the lulz.
Just-
And she
Joker's a fucking
she
troll.
gets fucking murked, dude.
Yeah,
She's
she
just
does.
like her dead body is just there in that room.
Yeah, that was a bit been intense.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about reckless abandon. Batman saved that woman.
Batman was not fast enough to save that woman. I'm just saying, if the Flash was there, he would have gotten her.
It's true. Oh, could you imagine like a Flash game by Rocksteady? That would be pretty cool.
I think about it every night.
There was a Flash game in development when this was being made. They got canceled, but not by them.
Probably for the best, though.
Yeah, probably.
Big shocker.
But yeah, you get hit by the shockwave of that bomb,
Yeah,
and
you
then
get knocked the fuck out for a little bit.
Harley Quinn's just suddenly there, and she has Quincy Sharp, and she's like, "I'm taking this guy, bye."
And because for some reason, you need the warden's DNA print so you can open the gates.
He's got a security clearance card
Yeah.
that has like a unique half of like the code to Arkham.
The sequencer.
Yeah, half the
So-
sequence.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to find the warden. You gotta do your detectovision some more. You do it with the chlorophyll. The other ways.
No, that's
You
later.
use your detectovision for this, don't you?
Yeah,
For,
Harley Quinn like hits Sharp and he starts bleeding, and then you use
Okay,
that
that's
to get a sample of his DNA and follow it to the Crazy House.
yes. Where there's crazy guys locked up everywhere.
I think real quick.
Oh, the lunatic.
Okay, George was frozen for a minute there.
Oh, well, Scott was frozen on my end. We're good now, though.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We
So now we're at the
I can
place.
fix it in post.
yeah, we'll be fine. Now we're going to the loony bin.
Okay.
Hey, my kind of place.
Yeah, dude. I was hanging
This
out.
place was pretty crazy. Like you hear everyone, all the crazies, like screaming in their cells, and it's just like everything's super
Banging
locked
on
up.
the wall.
And these are the guys that jump on you, right?
Yeah.
Later
Yeah,
on, once
yes.
That's That's the magic of the 6X motion control.
Yeah, dude.
Quick tip.
Yeah.
If you backclaw them, you can drag them towards you, then just do an instant takedown.
Hell
I
yeah.
just
I've
punch them. They just run at me, and I just, and they're like,
But it's satisfying
Also,
to like,
I didn't-
nick them.
I didn't
Oh,
mention yeah. I didn't mention earlier, but you can also use the 6-axis to control your glide.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about
Oh
that.
my god.
oh man,
Pull up
revolution.
Dylan Job. Pull up Warhawk. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, dude. It's basically as good as
Oh,
Warhawk.
Uh-huh.
Oh, or lair.
Or Lair. It's almost as good as Lair.
This is the
That's
sort
a
of
fine
insight you
game
get
right
by
there.
playing the original
Pre-patch
version.
lair.
Yeah, pre-patch Lair. Finally, good video games we're talking about. Can we talk about, so like you go in the loony bin, very tight security up front. They have electrified floors for if the inmates get out.
Yeah.
like that seems like a
Listen, it's Gotham City. It's might as well Chicago. Chicago doesn't give a shit about its prisoners. They're all like, they're all black
Oh
people.
my
Who
God,
cares? It's
George.
Chicago.
welcome to our political Batman platform.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up a little sign. Irrational Passions does not condone any or does not share any of the views expressed by George. George.
No, it'll spell out George. It'll be like 4 U's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically that. Or Detroit. It's like
Or
Detroit,
Detroit.
become human.
I live in
Detroit's
Detroit.
pretty
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We have
it's
a
weird,
partially
like,
built prison, so
There you go.
It's weird because it's mostly like it paints. This game paints like the police force of Gotham as very like clean, good guys, kind of, sort of.
Kind of.
Like where in the comics there never are. They're always like, again, it's Chicago, so like, there's everything is corrupt, everything's fucked. But here they're like, oh, thank you, Batman. Oh man, I'm so glad you came.
Because they're fucking terrified of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
It's
want to
also
stay on
like-
this good side. I mean, they're trapped in Arkham with the Joker and all these crazy lunatics running around. It's like, yeah, we'll suck up to Batman.
I feel like
Suck
we're like 9 years deep, so it's like Batman's cleaned up a lot of the police department at this point.
That's true. You're right. This is after Killing Joke, so you're right. This
Yeah.
isn't like year one.
Yeah,
Batman.
we're pretty deep into it.
Purple gloved Batman.
Yeah, dude. Like Black Skull is
We
taken
need
care
those
of.
back.
Year one Batman. We're like fucking. Wow, fucking Gordon's out here like fucking some strange.
Black Mask, not Black Skull.
Yeah.
Black Mask, you're right. Black Skull's different. Doesn't exist.
I
Black
think you just combine Black Mask
and Red Skull, yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah.
So this section is probably like I thought the heaviest combat. Like it's the first combat arena.
Yeah.
There's like actually there's multiple, right? Because
like
there's the
3.
one with
There's
guns.
Mhm.
Yeah, where like Harley Quinn's in the middle, like spinning around doing stuff,
'Cause-
and you gotta like keep away from the guns.
That was weird.
It's
That and you had to avoid because she kept turning on various areas electrical floors because they
that's
have
that's the last fight, but
That's the last one, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I fucking hated that fight.
it's weird. It's balanced out though, because like the mansion was like very stealth heavy,
Mhm.
and then this is very combat heavy. Like,
punch heavy.
yeah, I like how
Oh,
they go
so
back
at this point, we already left the mansion where Quincy Sharp's office is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, so I want to go back.
yeah.
I'm assuming since we skipped over it, you guys didn't do the thing that I mentioned earlier to find the secret room.
I did.
you
I
guys find
I
the-
have a note for it. I found that secret room, but everyone here fucking hates Arkham City apparently, except for Scott because he's the only good pure boy.
I like the concept and the ambition of the development of this game, and then when they tried to realize those ambitions, they completely squandered it.
All right, well-
that's neither here nor there.
Agree to disagree, but
But it is cool, like, cause like
Secret room.
I don't know. For me, the explosive gel never stops being cool as hell.
yeah,
Like
Mhm.
it has that to maybe summon Jarrett Greens in the show. It reminds me of Red Faction Gorilla a little bit.
There you go.
Even though not everything's destructible, but like
5.5 or 5.0.
yeah, exactly. It's still cool to blow shit up.
Yeah.
And so like when you're just like, I like the idea that okay, we're gonna hide this secret here. If someone puts enough explosive gels here, it blows up and shows a room that is completely outside of the boundaries of the map, and it fucking it's not completely directed. Like, I don't think you'd be able to like, even if someone found it, like connect the dots that this is like a sequel because it's just like plans. You
Do you
need
kn-
a context that they're making.
Mhm.
This is what our sequel is going to be.
Do you not know about this, Quinn? So you look so confused.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. So
I'm looking at like an IGN video of this real quick.
okay, yes,
This
there
was
is a
just-
secret
yeah.
room in Quincy Sharp's office. If you put enough explosive gels on the wall, it blows up. It shows a room that's not on the map or anywhere, and in there you'll find plans for that shows like Arkham Asylum, and then a bridge that says like Gotham City, and there's like plans for like here's the penitentiary, here's the like, and that shows the plans for Arkham City.
Yeah, like City Hall and whatnot.
And
This-
nobody found this. It was like after
Yeah,
Rock
this was
announced
a
Arkham City. They're like,
long time after
yeah,
Arkham.
they're like, oh yeah, we put that in there. No one found it.
yeah, and it has actual concept art for Arkham City in it, like
Yeah, it
on
does.
the wall in the secret room. I can't believe you didn't know about this.
No, this is. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
one of
Again,
the biggest.
well, he
Easter
was a
eggs.
little boy back when this game
Sure,
came out.
that is
So
Sorry, Quinn. I always forget.
But it
I'll
is
probably
cool,
go back
like,
and
again,
revisit it.
You
that
should.
they were fucking going. Like they're like,
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys are fucking going for like they're so in it. And then they made a second game, and then
And it was great, and everybody loved it.
And the
yeah,
second game's kinda
I really
problematic,
enjoyed
yeah.
Arkham City.
Zaz keeps calling you up like, hey Nico, let's go bowling.
Hey, you want to go bowling? I'm about to kill this hooker. You're like, Sass, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So, anyways, back in
good
the loony bin.
Yeah, it's yeah. I found that room again. It's always like, I still have like my suspicion that they patched that in after the fact, but
Oh,
I'm a conspiracy theorist over here.
Seriously.
Oh man,
I got some documents right here.
I got some documents that I can't show you. My
it's all
source.
blur. It's like blurry, like Nokia camera phone
It's like
camera.
Engage
Yeah.
camera picture.
They announced it, but then someone at Warner Bros. Like,
Blur is
fucking
clearly
do
a
that.
patch update where it mentions it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's a Easter egg for Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's well contextualized too, like in Quincy Sharp's office, like
Mhm.
that's like his idea and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the like penitentiary, I think is technically what it's called. I think it's a really
Yes.
cool area because of like the Easter eggs that are introduced there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like there are a couple really cool moments in it. Like there's that gas room where the two guards are like being tied up over the
Oh, yeah.
electric
Electrical
pools.
water, yeah.
That's like a really cool room, like a cool puzzle that where you have to like.
It's time too. That was
That-
like one of the few timed sections where you had to like. That was after you get the sequencer.
Yeah, that's like right
Yeah.
after you get the
And
sequencer.
can I just say, why the hell does Batman have to always kneel down whenever he uses the sequencer?
Yeah, he's always like, I gotta do
dude,
this.
the dude never rests his back, man. Like, give him one fucking minute.
I didn't like that scene that much
Trying to
because
sneak.
I couldn't figure out the solution really quick. First of all, because I'm dumb, and then I realized like, oh, he's gotta fucking cut. What the hell am I doing? Because I
Cut him
kept
down.
looking for
Yeah, same.
another way. But also, for some reason I had a moment where like this is because I keep like dragging this game to the dirt for being so horny. I was like, this is like the one section of the game where someone probably beat it off to this game because you get a full frontal view of Harley Quinn through the glass. And you can just zoom in there.
Hell yeah, you can.
That's what I
Oh,
found.
Lord.
And that dude beating off was me.
Show us those beating off guns there,
Like,
Alex.
Here's my thing. How, like, why is this game any hornier than any other game? Like, I feel it is comparably as horny as other video games.
I think it was like a time, like again,
Like, it's
You
as
look at
horny as
look at-
Borderlands, you know? Like,
look at Mortal Kombat 9, which came out in 2011,
Yeah.
and then look at Injustice. They made some choices at Injustice. Like, yeah, you know what, guys? It's 2013 now. Gone Home came out. Like, Journey came out. I guess
Yeah.
games are art, I guess, now? Fucking, I don't know, man.
Where's David Cage in this conversation?
yeah, like,
Oh, no, he made a naked model of fucking Ellen Page without asking her. That's what he was doing.
yeah, he was very busy, very preoccupied. 2013
very
was a
busy.
big year for David Cage. Yes, I agree. I just, like, I feel like it is no more or less horny than other games of the year. Like, Borderlands has a lot of weird cleavage
Yeah,
shots.
totally. Again, a time and place.
Yeah.
A time and place.
I guess it just sticks out to you.
Video games.
I feel like,
We've made
hey
some
guys,
strides
video
in the
games
last few
were
years.
always horny.
That's true. Some would say they
Hustlers
still
Revenge.
are.
They're very-
I've seen Overwatch. I played Overwatch.
Overwatch is super horny.
Yeah.
I'm about to, like, I'm sometime in the next week, I'm going to play a game about, like, where you go into dungeons and date your weapons. Like,
Oh yeah. But that's horny in an interesting way. It's not like, oh, what if the Harley Quinn had a corset and she had big tits? And what if we'll get into Poison Ivy pretty soon here? But what if we just designed
got the
Poison
knockers.
Ivy like?
Poison
that
Ivy's
whole-
always been pretty scantily clad.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But she's like wearing nothing though.
she's wearing less in later games, I feel.
All I'm saying is that someone had a lot of fun designing the character.
Jerking
That's all I'm
off
saying.
in
You know what?
fucking
Live your life.
penitentiary.
You have infinite artistic talent. You can make the horniest thing. You can imagine the horniest thing and just make it. Good, great to you.
I mean, you have to figure that everyone working at Rockstar is over the age of 18, so
So they're all
they
horny.
can-
So they're constantly horny.
right? And they can use adult content as reference.
And I do like that they kind of sort
Isn't
of
this game
like,
rated teen?
It is.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, but I
There's
do
no
like
riffs.
that we do run into Poison Ivy in the loony bin because Harley Quinn lets her out, and they had like a sort of exchange because like they're sort of like very close in the animated series, and this
Mhm.
game is pretty much canon with the animated series. It's the same writer.
Mhm.
I like that exchange. That's probably one of my favorite exchanges. Like, oh, those two are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish there's more of them together, but whatever.
Yeah.
I wish they had played off their friend. I felt like their friendship wasn't that
Super underplayed.
strongly portrayed in this game. Like,
No, not at all.
because I
But
mean,
they
running
alluded
through,
to-
Harley wasn't even sure. He's like, "Yeah, you're not on the Joker's party or invite list, so I don't know if I'm going to let you out." And then, of course, she eventually did,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like, "Oh, Red, that's where you've been.
Yeah.
I'll let you out,
Let's party! Yay!
buddy. Hey, bingo bango,
Mr. J.
We may or may not be lesbians. I don't know what's going on in the comics right now.
It
but
depends on
bingo-
which canon we're in.
Yeah, depends on which canon.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like there needs to be like a breakout Arkham game with just Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
It's the year 2018. Arkham Rocksteady hasn't announced the video game. They've been 2015.
They're cooked. They're letting it cook, George. Just let them cook.
Then Mortal Kombat. Where you at, Warner Brothers? What you doing?
Yeah, where's Mortal Kombat 11, y'all? Anyway, a couple of Easter
PlayStation
eggs.
experience
Yeah, there you go. Ooh. Mark it down. Mark your calendars.
right here.
Paris Games Week
We're excited to announce we ported Arkham Origins.
That's a reach.
to Nintendo Switch.
Arkham Origins Blackgate. Really excited.
Origins Armored Edition coming to your Switch near you. The Easter eggs in the penitentiary that really stuck out to me, obviously Clayface is phenomenal.
Yeah. Yes.
It's one of the best Easter eggs in this game, I think. The funny...
Well, actually, I like the Harvey Dent
One thing I thought was really cool with Clayface, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you look at him with detectovision, he has no bones. Like, he doesn't have the skeleton all the other characters have.
Yep. Super cool. And that's
Yeah,
true
that's kinda
in
cool.
Arkham City as well, if you're clever and sneaky. And
I
remember the Harvey Dent one sticking out at the time because this came out like a few months after The Dark Knight,
yeah.
and so that was still freshly in my mind. And so it sounds like, oh, I get that thing. That's that thing.
Yeah. What were you going to say,
Yeah.
Quinn?
So you know that guard? I mean, the prisoner who's locked up in the same room Quincy is, but like on the steps above.
Oh yeah.
Like I have never figured out to deal with him.
That's the
Locked up by
Quizler.
himself.
Who is that? Let's see here.
Is
I
it,
don't remember him.
it's the Quiznos guy?
Shape-shifting Batman.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Because he's first the cop, and then when you come back, he's Quincy, and he's like, "Let me out."
Yeah.
That was
That's
the thing.
Clayface.
That's Clayface.
No. But when you so I know where Clayface is, right?
Okay.
But there's another set of stairs on the higher level.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that one. Never mind.
Do you not know who I'm talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about. Is it
Okay,
a different
I'm
room?
Did you have hallucinogenics before you played, Quinn? Because you sounded crazy.
I mean, I took acid before I played, and I don't know what you're talking about, so...
It
is
adds to the Arkham experience.
Is it in a different room, like the one with
But-
like the graded catwalk?
Same room.
I'm gonna look up cameos in Arkham Asylum. Hopefully, not spoil myself.
If you find it, let me know because I'm not positive.
if you have footage of it, you could send it to me.
Yeah, we can put it in the.
And I'll put it right.
I'm really
I'm gonna try to
excited
find
for
it.
this edit,
There we
Scott.
So it's still in that prison area, right, Quinn?
It's in the same
Yeah,
room
it's
as
in the
Quincy
same
Sharp.
room.
Okay. Let me see here.
I may have to go back and see this because I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
The other Easter eggs that stuck out to me in the penitentiary, obviously Calendar Man's room is fucking super cool. With all of like the different post-it calendar days on there.
Yeah.
You can find the Riddler cell, which I think is really cool as well. It's cool also to see like where the different villains, like what buildings that they're put in.
Mm-hmm.
Like Killer Croc's old cell that you see in the medical ward area in that building, and it's like all broken up and whatnot. And also, you know, like all the Easter eggs and stuff from the mansion. But yeah, like all of like just like the crazies, like the actual crazy Batman villains that are in the penitentiary, like Calendar Man, Harvey Dent, the Riddler, Poison Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I found it.
Okay.
I found it. This comes from a forum on Arcade. Quote, in Batman Arkham Asylum, in the cell block, when you rescue Warden Sharp and receive the security hacker, there's a prisoner caged in a straight red jacket, end quote. Quote, he is the winner of A Life in Arkham or Your Face in Arkham Not Sure contest from GameStop, where the first prize is to have your face in the game, end quote.
I totally forgot about that.
I remember that.
Is he like
now.
above
I don't remember
Quincy
that.
Sharp? Because, yeah, I don't remember seeing him.
I remember this
Yeah.
now. Okay, I remember reading about that contest.
I think
yeah.
I've seen him before, but I didn't see him in this playthrough.
Okay. So he's no one important.
The first
Some fucking
what
fan.
the fuck it was.
Some fucking guy.
Some nerd.
Some Dan Reichert got into LA
Yeah.
Noir.
Some weeb.
Man, that Dan Reichert thing in LA Noir freaks me the fuck out every time I see it.
Dan Reichert's in LA Noir?
Yeah, dude, he
Yes,
he
Derek
got
is in
fully
LA
scanned into LA Noir. He plays a reporter who asks a question, and he looks fucking weird in that game.
Yeah.
Because he's fully shaved.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
That's weird.
So you chase Harley through the penitentiary, fight some dudes, and then you eventually catch up to her.
It's either Mr. Freeze or Penguin reference.
It's Mr. Freeze's cell is
Freeze.
in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my note was the Harley Quinn arena fight is good in concept, but running away from to different platforms just breaks up the quote-unquote free flow combat. Seems counter to what free flow is all about. Still fun to see the inmates run to the other platforms.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one, and I liked how they mixed. You had like stun club enemies, you had knife enemies.
Yeah.
I think you might have had a gun enemy or two. I liked how they mixed up kind of the enemy types with that.
Yeah, this is when we're starting to get like the really more complicated enemy types. So like you mentioned, George, like there's the platform where there are actual cases with guns in them now that enemies can try and break into. We saw the knife enemies a while ago, but now we get the stun baton enemies where you have to jump over to the other side of them. So, yeah, we're getting a lot more different enemy types and things that we got to think about in combat, like the gun crates and enemies will now like pick up objects and try and throw them at you. And if like they pick up like canisters or fire extinguishers, you can hit them with the batarang and they'll blow up and knock them unconscious or whatever. Stuff like that. That's really cool.
The objects back at them, right?
Yeah, you can toss them right back. That's such a good animation too when he like catches it and fucking throws it at their face.
I like with the introduction of the other character enemies, especially the stun baton, how you can't attack them like head on, like you have to hit them from behind. Like it really starts prioritizing you having to think about, okay, what enemy am I going to try and take out first? Do I want to try and take out knife guy or stun baton guy? How am I going to get around these the mobs and everything? And I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now that they've started working those in.
Yeah, and at this point, like
it adds to it.
I assume all of you guys have like the instant takedown ability, the triangle circle ability, where you can do the auto takedown once you hit a combo multiplier.
No.
I would recommend it. It's like I always try and get that upgrade first because it lets you, if you get, so I have it where if you hit like 5 times combo, that's when you get the free takedown, or like the throw, whichever of the 2 abilities you want to use.
So good.
Throw's pretty good. The animation for that
that's
also.
the one I have. I have the throw.
You have to unlock the throw and then the ×5 multiplayer before you can get the instant takedown.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like it lets you, like you get a free takedown, pretty much like an instant takedown every 5 combos. And if you get really good at the combat system and you're not mashing square, you can get the critical combo hits, meaning you go from like ×3 to ×5 to ×7, and you build it up really quickly. So that way you can like, okay, there's a knife guy in here, or there's a stun baton guy in here, and like that's a problem, and I'm not good at handling that. I can like use my free takedown to take him down. It's just like I love the Batman combat. Like,
it's so good.
Batman Arkham Asylum is actually my first ever platinum trophy, and like so because of that, like you have to get 3 stars on all of the challenge rooms, combat and predatory. So like I played the combat challenges like over and over and over again. So like I got really good at the combat. But yeah, like it is really simple. Like you can just go through and hit square and triangle throughout most of it. Save for like the baton guys and the knife guys. And you can pretty much
for those you need circle.
Yeah, you have to hit circle, which is fucked up. Or X. So it can be as simple or as like intense as you want it to be. And I don't know, it's really cool.
And you look so cool doing it. Like the animations in this game for the combat. Yeah, the final finishers can look kind of wonky because you'll power up and then like you'll do this big dramatic kick and you'll totally whiff, but it'll do a big hit.
But it'll like their body will go flying in the other direction.
Yeah, it's still very rewarding, and I still think that the Arkham series has some of the best like group melee combat mechanics of like any game I've played. Like being surrounded and how they all attack you and they don't really wait. One person doesn't charge you and everyone waits. Like I think they did the gang up on the player character combat really, really well.
And like you're always surrounded.
It's just fun.
It feels like you're outnumbered. Like it feels like you're Batman in the combat as much as it feels like you're Batman in the predatory challenges. Or I shouldn't say predatory. That's actually probably not PC. In the predator challenges. What were you gonna say, Quinn?
Predatory is a bad word.
Yeah, predatory is questionable at best. Especially
Alex, what do you got locked in your basement?
I'm in my basement right now in a Suns Out Guns Out tank top. I really shouldn't be saying predatory. But yeah, like I know obviously like the Batman combat is in so many other games now. Like it's in the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War and things like that. And
it's kind of stopped though now.
Yeah, it's slowed down for sure, but like everyone
Spider-Man coming in stores.
Yeah, but even that's different. But I know everyone's like sick of it now, and everyone got sick of it through the Batman series. But I still like, I really, especially in the time of Arkham Asylum. I know we talked about this last episode, but I think it's so phenomenal and so well done.
It makes sense that like because like going through development of this game that it was once a rhythm game, and so like that's like the one thing that seems like was left over. Is like, oh, here's this combat that is like rhythmic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really, like, when you get in a rhythm of it and you're not, like, I encourage everyone that's playing along with us, like, don't mash your way through the combat. Like, just press it once for every punch
Like
that
me?
you want to send. Like Quinn,
Like me.
like George. Just press it once for every punch that you send, and it really feels like you're bouncing back and forth in a way, and it feels really good. I like, because I used to mash it, and that's not, you can't get like the critical hits that way. Once you get in that rhythm, I think you start to understand it a lot better too. So,
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
but that's so like, you catch Harley Quinn, which is a great scene.
You throw her around. She
really
she
throw
does
her
some
around.
flips. You just like grab her and like chuck her into a wall. It's pretty cool.
You rip that thing off her boob.
Then you lock her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lock her up. Do you guys get the Riddler trophy in that room?
Yeah.
And where she's like, "You fell into my trap, Bats!"
Yeah.
And then you just break out. And she's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck!"
It's like it's a great ceiling.
Did she call your mother? You're doing like the Jewish grandma voice.
Yeah, I went Bruffalo.
Yeah.
I went Linda Bruflovsky there,
Yeah.
and I don't know why. Because
It's great.
can you imagine if Harley was Bruflovsky?
Batman, did you call your momsies?
The Joker.
Joke, I love you so much. I hate it when
Come
we
on,
fight.
bitch.
It's reminding me of my Italian grandma right here.
Is
Is
this racist, Quentin?
A little bit, yeah.
Wow, this is we've got. If we could never monetize, we've ripped on Chicago now, and now we're doing
Detroit.
Did
Yeah,
we
oh,
briefly
Chicago's so
mentioned
sensitive.
Detroit.
Right.
We mentioned Detroit, but mostly
Without Kanye West, who's gonna protect Chicago?
Chance the Rapper.
and now
I found
and now this. It's not good.
Yeah, we're pretty
We
much
love all
downhill.
people, by the way. We're
Yeah.
we're happy and we love everybody.
Yeah, and it's
So
also
that's
like
about-
we're approaching
You sure?
midnight Eastern time, so it's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
forgive us.
Yeah,
So
we're
that's
good.
about it, right?
But yeah, once we lock her up and then we leave and then we head to the gardens.
Yeah, I forget what was the situation. Why are we going after Poison Ivy?
No, we weren't
because
going
the-
over. We weren't going after Poison Ivy per se.
We wanted an antidote to the.
No, the antidote comes later. Like we
Oh.
don't find out about the
No,
antidote.
we're going to the gardens for the Harley's lab.
Yeah, that's
we're
right.
the joke because the venom
Oh,
toxin
right,
we
the
found
Titan,
out is
yeah,
being made
where they're
in
formulating
somewhere in
it.
the gardens.
Yeah,
Right.
Dr. Young had a secret lab in the
So you
gardens.
follow Harley Quinn's something.
Chlorophyll palm.
Oh
print.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Lab,
he
y'all.
takes Harley Quinn's DNA and he cycles it only the instances that include chlorophyll and her DNA because it was from when she was in the lab in the botanical gardens.
But only in like the past 3 hours or something.
Yeah, or some
Yeah.
bullshit. Because Harley Quinn lets it slip that there's a lab in the gardens.
Oh right.
And she's like, "Oh fuck, Mr. J." She says that word for word.
You mean, oh fuck, Mr. J.
Mr. J. She's taking a nice long drag on her cigarette.
Mr. J has a garden workshop.
And we at this point have the idea that Poison Ivy has gotten out, that Harley let her out, and
Well, we see that because
we see it from Joker's perspective on the security cameras.
right, but I mean we've locked her up, so we knew Ivy had escaped by this point.
Yeah, it's true. You walk through that room again, and Batman sees that.
Right.
So you know trouble's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like if you I know it's not quite Vine's taking over Arkham Asylum, but if you as you start walking back to the botanical gardens, you see that all the trees are bigger, and all the plants are getting bigger.
Yeah.
Which is a nice little touch. And then we enter the gardens, or Quinn and I enter the gardens and stop.
Yep.
George and I
Unlike
enter the
the rest
gardens
of
and then
the
do
crew.
stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to do
But that's
stuff.
for next time.
That's for next time.
Speaking of next time, we're gonna be beating Arkham for next time.
Yeah, it's time to finish the game, y'all.
The end.
Wow, crazy! Can't
Fiend.
believe it.
Did you,
So-
We're already here.
Speaking of like
Yeah.
little things kind of leading up into the game, have any of you guys like checked in on the Welcome Center at all yet?
No.
The Visitor Center. So the Visitor Center is where the game ends. Spoilers. But you can go there now, and it's like this weird first-person section, and you walk up to like a Joker mannequin with a TV on it.
Oh
And-
yeah, I've seen it.
And
Yes,
he'll tell you
okay.
that he's getting ready for you, but you have to come back later.
I'll have to check that out.
So you can go
Yeah.
in there and walk in there, and also you'll occasionally see guards like building a big thing outside the front, which is nice little foreshadowing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's
I totally forgot about that.
there's a ton of cool stuff. You can also, now that you've got the cryptographic desequenizer or whatever the fuck it's called,
Mm-hmm.
cryptographic sequencer, you can
Sequencer.
access a whole bunch of new areas and like little Easter eggs. One of them is a guard room above the penitentiary where Victor Zsasz killed 3 guards and set them up to play poker, set up their corpses to play poker, and they're all holding cards like Texas Hold'em style, but all of the cards are the Joker card of the deck.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a
Kind of fucking creepy.
it's super creepy. It's one of the Riddler challenges to scan that. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can find now. The only thing I would say that extra stuff that's worth seeing is before we do the next episode for you guys and for everyone listening is like try and find all the Amadeus Arkham, Spirit of Arkham blocks.
Yep.
Just because I want to talk about that once we're done.
Cool. Definitely.
I'm gonna probably have all the.
Yeah, I'll probably do all the Riddler trophies as well.
Sweet, sweet.
I only need like 40 more.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
Yeah, I have like 50% of them, I think. So
Yeah, I've been picking up the secrets maps.
yes, you can get a lot of
So-
those with the sequencer now.
Yeah. But I think that's gonna do it, everybody. Like we said just a moment ago, the next episode will be the final episode in the Video Game Book Club Batman Arkham Asylum playthrough. So look forward to that. We will also be announcing the next game we'll be playing through. So
Yeah,
look forward to that.
Holla.
Mike
What will
Burgess's
it be?
game. What the fuck
Who
does
knows?
he want from us?
Who knows? What's it
I
gonna
still
be?
can't believe
What's
we're
Mike
about to
gonna?
be
What's
Batman
Mike
Arkham
gonna have us
Asylum.
play?
Yeah, we're about
That's
to beat
crazy.
it, George.
What a time to be alive.
Well, George and I will beat it. You guys will just get to like close to
Alright.
the end and then like stop.
Yeah, honestly, I'd rather die than fight that final boss again. So
Was it really that bad? I remember it being
not-
bad.
it's not-
but-
it's
I don't
bad, it's
remember
not
it
that
being bad.
it's pretty bad, but it's not that bad.
But
It's creepy. as
bad
hell.
man.
It's creepy, but you know. It's Badman.
No.
Badman. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Irrational Passions Video Game Book Club, everybody, for episode 2. We hope you enjoyed it. Everyone, tell us where we can find all of you glorious people online.
George,
You can find me at jcruzalvarez26 on Twitter, and I guess I kind of represent Irrational Passions in the social verse. So you can follow Irrational Passions at Irrational Pod and Instagram at Irrational Passions.
Quentin,
Quantum_arbiter for all my takes about immersive sims.
they're bad.
You don't post a
And
lot,
how-
actually.
Yeah, you don't tweet a lot.
I just repost my IP shit, so
That's fair. I'm not saying you should. You do
Fuck
you.
it.
I'm just saying.
Listen, man, you
Just
do
letting the
you.
people
You
know.
do you, boo boo.
You can see me embarrass myself at twitch.tv/PAX3 or whichever stream it's going to be on. I'm on Twitter at AlFighter27. Irrational Passions Podcast, the other show I host. That's me.
At this point, we probably did a lot of PAX West coverage that you
Yeah.
probably didn't check
Yeah.
out. You should probably go check that out.
IrrationalPassions.com.
George is not a part of.
It's George and Quinn will not be there, but Scott and I will. It's gonna be Scott's first PAX. It's gonna be his first press event as well.
First time
Um,
I'm meeting anyone from Irrational Passions in person, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool too.
We're gonna get Scott fucking wasted on a live stream, probably. Probably multiple
Hopefully you
live
don't
streams.
have, like-
I do that myself. That I downed some pretty good whiskey when I was on Irrational Pod a few weeks ago. It was glorious.
Yeah. But we're gonna. I was also told Blessing Adeoye Jr. for the OK Beast cross IP episode that we're doing is going to be fucking trashed, is what he told me.
Oh,
Awesome.
Man. I don't believe that for a second.
Me either.
Blessing cares too much about his brand to do that.
Yeah, it's
he
true.
won't do it.
It's true.
Yes.
He's even mentioned that on a podcast. He cares too much.
He told me he's going to a Life is Strange party to get wasted, though. So, honestly, anything is possible.
Going to a Life is Strange
That's
party
weird.
to get wasted.
Hell
that
yeah.
sounds like an
Waste.
oxymoron.
To get wasted on emotions, you know what I mean, Quinn?
I'm gonna go get wasted with pizza at the Devil May Cry party.
The
Scott.
first season fucked me up. So
Yeah, dude. Me too. Scott, hit us with yours.
You can find me on Twitter at SolidSnake120. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/SolidSnake. But we'll also be doing twitch.tv/IrrationalPassion. So be sure to follow that as well. But until next time, everybody, thanks for stopping in, and we'll catch you all next time.
Bye.